Hi, I'm so excited to see you here. Happy Monday. Welcome to a new week. Today we are practicing the Kriya for inner vitality and stamina. And I say this every week, but I love this Kriya. It's really unique in the way that there are moments of physical challenge and potentially discomfort, and the release that comes is so amazing. The effects of this Kriya are pretty immediate. You'll feel this, if not during the Kriya, then you'll feel it right after we're done with the Kriya. There's this play of tension and release in life, and when we are able to create tension purposefully, mindfully, we are deepening our ability to open. So this Kriya works by creating some tension and also inviting in some openness. And it focuses on a lot of the meridians in the body, the energy channels in the body. We'll be doing some fingertips and toes work as the meridians start and end there. We're opening up the Sushumna, the central energy channel of the spine, and we're really moving a lot of energy that's stored in the navel point and bringing it up to our higher chakras, especially our heart and our throat, and of course, our third eye and our crown chakra. So it's really good. The movement is a little bit different, a little bit unique, and find your edge, find your challenge. As always, I invite you to give it your best. If there is any point where you're feeling actual pain, any sharp pain, then please seize any posture that you're in where you're feeling pain and go into a rest pose until we move on to the next posture. And if there's an opportunity for you to say, this is just a mental game and I can really power through, then do so, because the more you can commit to your edge and commit to sticking it out, the more expansive your opening is going to be. And you'll really feel that as we move through each posture. There's only 6 postures outside of the warm-ups. There's only 6 postures in this Kriya. We're going to be staying in each one for 3 minutes. So build your relationship with each one. I'll give you some cues and tips at the beginning, and then I'll put on some music and let you have your relationship with each posture as you're moving through it. Let's see, is there anything else? I think that really sums it up. Just a quick overview of the effects. Like I mentioned, we're releasing a lot of that stored energy from the navel. We're balancing, purifying the meridians, opening the Sushumna. And like I said, you're really going to feel that boost in your energy by the end of this Kriya. It helps to remove the energy blocks, opening the upper chakras, especially when we're working with the navel, the solar plexus. We're really helping to strengthen and our discipline and our willpower, as well as our self-esteem, our confidence, and just that really good solar plexus sun energy. And as always, Kundalini helps to deepen your spiritual awareness. If you are new to the practice, please pause the video here and give a quick overview of the basics of Kundalini. This Kriya has the third eye drishti as well as the tip of the nose drishti. I will cue those when it's time. Otherwise, if I don't cue a drishti, it's yogi's choice. This Kriya does include breathing in and out through the nose, as well as at the end, we'll do a little bit of exhales through the mouth. If you are menstruating and susceptible to cramps or in your first trimester of pregnancy, please skip any diaphragmatic pumping or any forceful breath out of the nose. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop in. We're going to get ready to tune in. So find a nice, long, straight spine, bringing the prayer palms to heart center, closing off the eyes if you're comfortable in doing so, otherwise blurring the vision. And we'll begin to rub the palms of the hands together, pressing firmly, rubbing quickly, really building heat, building friction. Really feel how this triggers your body to tune in. Notice how you already start to come into energetic alignment as you alert your body, hey, we're about to start. We're about to start practice. We're about to start Kundalini. And even just this very subtle beginning lets your body know it's time to drop in, baby. Finding stillness in the palms, pressing them together, bringing the thumbs up against the heart space, making heart space physical contact with the chest, Straight line from elbow to elbow. Take an inhale through the nose. Holding at the top, sinking the breath to the low belly, engaging the root lock, rolling the eyes in and up to the third eye center, gentle tuck of the chin, keeping the hands where they are, open mouth exhale. Inhale the breath through the nose all the way to the top. Holding, go through your checklist, root lock, third eye drishti, pressing the palms, shoulders away from the ears, really press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Open mouth exhale. One more just like that. Inhale all the way to the top. Suck in a little more breath so you're all the way full. Hold. Engage the root lock. Roll the eyes in and up. And exhale. In. Inhale through the nose. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale all the way to the top and hold. You're all the way full. Press the hands of the palms of the hands together. Engage the root lock. Roll the eyes in and up to the brow point. And exhale, releasing the palms, face up in the lap. Relax the body, relax the breath, relax the gaze. Noticing the vibrations in the body. Do you notice them in any particular part of the body or everywhere? We'll begin with a few warm-ups. As always, we do Sufi circles to begin. So an easy pose, remove any props out from under you. Nice long straight spine, crown of the head reaches high. Using the knees for leverage, we inhale, arching the spine, coming forward and over to the left, and then exhale, rounding back over to the right. You can find any pace, making the circles as big or as small as you want, as long as you're coordinating breath to movement and using this opportunity to really drop into the breath here. Feel the breath, build a relationship with the breath, pulling it into the lungs with the strength of the nose, using the diaphragm to help expand more, open more. And as you're exhaling, feeling any release, switching direction, inhaling forward over to the right, exhaling, rounding, tucking, engage the navel over to the left. Making sure you are moving the spine all the way from the tailbone to the crown of the head. So you're getting your shoulders involved, the neck, allowing any organic movement to come in, waking up the spine, waking up the body, letting it feel good. Finding center, finding stillness, inhale the breath, holding at the top. Engage the root lock, roll the eyes in and up. You're pulling the energy from the base of the spine, projecting it out through the crown of the head. And exhale, turning the palms face up in the lap, relaxing the breath, relaxing the gaze. Just holding for a few moments here in silence and peace, relaxation. We'll stay in easy pose for our second warm-up. We're doing simple spinal flexions. This time the head is going to stay steady, the chin stays parallel to the ground. Using the hands to grip onto the front of the shins or the ankles, we inhale, pulling the chest through. Exhale, we round through the back body, pulling the shoulder blades apart. There is a tendency when we get going to allow the head and the neck to arch and tuck. But like I said, you really want to keep the head level and steady and find a serpentine movement in the spine. So it'll look like this. The more powerful you breathe here, the more you will feel the effects of this one. So if you'd like to build some heat, bring in a little bit of a faster pace, this is a great time to do so. Coming into the position, and we will begin. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. The power of the breath helps to facilitate the movement of the energy through the body, up the spine, while the movement taps in, activates it, releases it. So breath to movement creates the perfect recipe for getting everything going, everything flowing. Find center, find stillness. Inhale the breath all the way to the top and hold. Pull on the pelvic floor. Imagine that energy shooting up the spine all the way to the crown of the head as you roll your eyes in and up. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth firmly. And exhale, turning the palms face up in the lap once again. You may already be feeling some sensation. Relax the body, allowing it to absorb the effects. Enjoying a nice natural flow of breath, consciously releasing any areas of tension in the body. We will move into our first official posture of the Kriya. I will describe it before you get into it. We're basically going to be in triangle pose, also known as down dog, but we're going to be up on the fingertips and the toes. This does bring in some physically challenging components. So as always, modify if you need to. I'll recommend a couple of different modifications. And something that's really helped me as I've practiced this Kriya throughout the week, when you're balancing on your fingertips, I want you to imagine like you're holding a really large ball in your hand. And from that place, imagine you're holding the ball and then turning your hands and putting them onto the ground. So it's more of a more structured and a more strong foundation in the fingertips rather than allowing the knuckles to cave in and pressing the fingers into the ground. You're much more up on the tips of your fingers. The closer your stance is, the closer your feet are to your hands, that's going to help bring some pressure off of the fingers. So like I said, if you do start to feel any pain and you need to come off the fingertips, you can come into flat palms, but just really make sure you're clawing into the ground and pressing the fingertips into the ground. If you can stay up on the fingertips, then please do so. So we'll go ahead, we'll come into the position here. So again, we're in down dog or triangle pose. Fingertips on the ground like you're holding a ball, coming up onto the toes, and the timer is started. If you need to shorten your stance to relieve some pressure, go ahead and do so. And from here, we begin to wag the hips side to side, like you're a dog wagging its tail. Really waking up the hips, the lower chakras, moving that energy up from the base of the spine. It's so good for us to be on the toes. Toes are on the ground, the heels are lifted up, and the fingertips, because like I mentioned earlier, we have all these meridians, all these energy channels in the body. And so many of them begin and end in the hands, the feet, the toes, the fingertips. By focusing the weight bearing on the tips of the hands and feet, We are breaking up calcifications. There's energy that gets stuck, blocks our meridians, blocks our energy channels. So this is on a physical level, helping to break up calcifications, and on an energetic level, we're opening the meridians. Continue here as best as you can. I'll let you know when we're done. Allowing the hands to come flat, bring the knees to the ground in tabletop position. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, holding at the top. From here, engage the root lock, roll the eyes to the brow point. And on your exhale, sink back into child's pose. You can open and close the hands a couple of times. Allowing the forehead to come to the ground and relaxing the body. And then inhale, slowly walk your hands back, coming upright, shifting onto the hips and coming into easy pose. This next posture is easy pose lean. So go ahead and come into easy pose, nice long straight spine, and we'll grab opposite elbows and really press the elbows, the arms down against the rib cage, the diaphragm. From here, we lean back just to about 60 degrees, really engage the navel to support the spine. Eyes are closed, rolled in and up to the third eye center. And from here, we begin to roll the shoulders forward. Nice, juicy circles, only going forwards. And allow for a nice, natural rhythm of breath. It feels fine at the beginning. This one for me, by the time we get to the end, brings up a lot of stuff. I actually experience quite a bit of shaking in this posture in the shoulders. So if you feel anything like that, just know that it's normal. We won't be here forever. Stick with it. This for me is more of a mental challenge as I feel these peculiar physical sensations that move through, and you might have a completely different experience. So just be with it. Come to an upright position, finding stillness. Inhale the breath all the way to the top. Engage the root block, squeeze the arms against the rib cage, roll the eyes in and up, holding. Exhale, releasing the body, the arms, hands face up in the lap. Relax. Noticing if you're holding any areas of tension, maybe in the jaw, the neck, the chest, the stomach, the pelvis, just releasing anywhere that maybe is still holding on. This next posture that we're going to move into brings some really nice opening to the heart space. We're moving energy from the lower chakras specifically into the heart with this one. So shifting over onto the shins will be an embryo pose once we get started. With the legs are together if it's comfortable in the body, and the forehead comes down to the ground. If you need to come down to a block, that's totally fine. As long as the head is in a downward position, hands will be interlaced at the base of the spine, and we lift the hands as far up away from the back as we can. We'll be holding that position with just a nice natural flow of breath. Eyes are closed and rolled up to the brow point, and really, really try to hold the hands up as far from the back as you can for the duration of this posture. It helps to really squeeze the shoulder blades together. You'll feel how that supports the lift of the hands. And it's natural, the hands are going to lower. And when that happens, just lovingly remind the body to try to pull them up. You're going to feel a lot of heat, a lot of engagement across the chest and the shoulders. But I promise you, this is one of the postures where I feel the deepest effect. So if you can really stick it out, keep that engagement, let the heat build, let it be there. Use the breath to move it through, use the breath to circulate it throughout the body. And when we come out of the posture, you're really gonna feel it. The sensation is pretty nice. All right, so go ahead and come into your embryo pose, bringing the forehead down to the ground, interlace the fingers at the low back, and the timer has begun. So squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the hands away, nice breath in and out through the nose. Eyes are closed and rolled into the third eye drishti. Inhale, coming upright. You can release the hands, hold the breath at the top. Engage the root lock, roll the eyes in and up. If you're feeling a lot of sensation, you can bring your fingertips to the ground. And exhale, palms face up. And stay on the shins or switch into easy pose, whatever helps the body to deepen its relaxation. Noticing where you're feeling the effects, relaxing and absorbing. For our next posture, you can either stay in easy pose or come into full lotus if that's accessible in the body. Once we're there, we'll come back onto the forearms so that we're leaning back like so. So again, the legs can be in lotus or easy pose. Go ahead and come into the posture, closing off the eyes, rolling them up to the brow point, and just enjoying a natural flow of breath. Pressing into the elbows so the chest is elevated, you're not sinking into the shoulders. The heart space is open. While we remain in this posture, you have the option of tilting the head back, lifting the gaze, allowing more opening in the neck and the throat if that's feeling safe in the body. If not, you can keep the chin tucked in and just breathe. Nice natural flow of breath. Pressing into the hands on an inhale, bringing the spine upright, hold the breath at the top. Engage the root block, roll the eyes in and up, nice tuck of the chin. Exhale, palms face up in the lap. You're welcome to return to easy pose if you're not already there. Resting, relaxing. Extending the legs out long in front. If accessible, reaching towards the toes, grasping the big toes with the peace fingers and using the thumbs to press into the big toenails, really squeezing the big toes. This is the traditional cue for the posture. If you're unable to reach the toes, no problem. Bring the hands onto the feet, the ankles, the legs, just somewhere onto the lower body. On an inhale, don't quite start yet, but on the inhale, we lift up while keeping the hands on the body wherever they are. And on the exhale, we pull down, folding forward. That counts as one. One inhale, one exhale counts as one fold. We'll be doing 11 total. We want to do them rapidly, matching that inhale up, exhale down. I'll count to myself, you count to yourself, and then when you're done, just find yourself in a nice, relaxed, easy pose seat. And then we'll move on to the next posture. So go ahead, come into the position, take a complete exhale, and then inhale up, exhale down. That's one. Count to your 11. Once you're done, once you get there, you're welcome to do a nice breath hold at the end, totally up to you. And then just coming into easy pose once again. We are moving into our final posture of the Kriya. This technically counts as the meditation for the Kriya. There's no vocal activation for this one. It's all silent. If you'd like to come up on a prop, you're welcome to. We'll be in a seat for a couple more minutes here. We'll be in easy pose with prayer palms at heart center. Eyes will be closed and rolled in down towards the tip of the nose. This actually makes quite a difference in the posture. So if you can remind the eyes to point in at the tip of the nose, you'll feel some noticeable sensation with that drishti. We're going to be pumping the navel with the breath held. So you'll inhale all the way to the top, hold the breath, pumping the navel. You hold for as long as you can, continuing to pump for the entire hold. And only when you can't hold anymore, exhale all the way to the bottom. And then repeat. Inhale to the top, hold and pump as long as you can. Exhale and continue in this cycle. Go ahead and take a complete exhale. Inhale all the way to the top. Now hold and pump the navel with some real firm action here. Really feeling the pumping, releasing stored energy in the navel point. Eyes rolled down and in towards the tip of the nose. While you're actively pumping, imagine 30 trillion points of light in and around you. This is the sun energy. This is what's stored in your navel point. And as you mentally imagine these points of light swarming all around you, inside of you, you're helping to facilitate the release of that energy, really truly spreading it throughout the entire body. Exhaling only when you can't hold anymore. And then inhaling full and pumping. Reminding the eyes to stay at the tip of the nose. When we get to the end, we'll be holding the breath, squeezing the body, and we'll exhale like a cannon blast. The mouth will be rounded and we do a nice forceful exhale out of the mouth. We'll do it 3 times. I'll cue it again when we get there. Just know that's where we're going. And in the meantime, enjoy this last posture. Wherever you are, find a complete exhale through the nose. Inhale the breath all the way to the top and hold. Now squeeze the body as hard as you can. Press the palms, squeeze the face, squeeze the toes, tense up the entire body, hold. Before you exhale, remember rounded mouth, forceful exhale through the mouth. Now go exhale, pushing all the breath out. 2 more like that. Inhale all the way to the top. Press, squeeze, hold. Tight, 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 tight. Squeezing everything. Through the mouth, exhale. All the way to the bottom. Last one, inhale all the way to the top and hold. Squeeze, tighten everything. Tighten your root block, the whole body. Through the mouth, exhale. Relaxing the body, relaxing the breath. And from here, slowly make your way down into your Shavasana. Finding a nice, relaxed posture on your back. Legs long, arms long, eyes are closed. Perhaps going through another body scan here. Consciously releasing any areas of tension. Relaxing the body as deeply as you can. And I'll bring you back when it's time. Begin to bring your awareness back to the here and now. Simply noticing sensation, noticing the breath. And taking a moment to notice the heart space. And just linger there, just for a moment. Acknowledging the heart, the beauty of the heart, the radiance of the heart. Whatever energy you're feeling in this space, weave an intentional strand of love and gratitude into it, if for nothing else other than the fact that the heart is here beating constantly, consistently, doing exactly what it needs to do without any instruction. It's truly one of the most beautiful miracles of the physical body and the soul. And from this space, begin to invite in some small movements, whatever feels right for the body this morning. Allowing yourself to wake up gently and lovingly for the second time today, and you get to decide how you do it. As you're inviting in some bigger movements, you have the option for a nice big full body stretch, opening and expanding. And as you exhale, I invite you to bring your knees up towards the chest and then pressing the soles of the feet together and the palms of the hands together and begin to rub, creating friction between the feet and the hands. Once again, waking up and stimulating the meridians. And from here, you have the option to roll onto the side and press up to a seat, or grip the backs of the thighs and rock and roll up into a seat. Eventually finding yourself an easy pose with the prayer palms at heart center. We close out class with the prayer, the long time sun, followed by a vibration of Sat Nam, meaning truth is my name. A long Sat, followed by a soft, short Nam. The words of the prayer are up on the screen if you need them. I invite you to dedicate this prayer to somebody today. If there's somebody who needs this blessing, just hold them in your mind's eye, hold them in your heart. Send them your words, send them your love. Let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And we'll inhale to close. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Sat Nam. Thank you so much for joining for this amazing Kriya. I hope you're already feeling the effects. I hope you feel the energy, the vitality that it carries you throughout your day, throughout your week. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you. I love you. Sat Nam.